discover the profound impact of Starship Flight 3 on NASA's Artemis program. Uncover the reasons behind NASA's emphasis on this particular flight and its significance for the future of lunar exploration. From testing innovative technologies to refining the capabilities of the Starship spacecraft, this video provides an insightful analysis of how Starship Flight 3 contributes to the success of the Artemis program. Artemis is undoubtedly one of the most pivotal missions of this century, marking humanity's return to the Moon after an absence of over half a century. NASA, in collaboration with SpaceX utilizing the Starship lunar lander variant, aims to accomplish this historic feat. However, before being formally enlisted in the missions, SpaceX must undertake crucial preparations and validate various aspects, primarily through orbital test flights. While SpaceX has made significant strides with 2 conducted flights, both they and NASA acknowledge the need for further tests. Additional evaluations remain imperative with a particular emphasis on the forthcoming 3rd flight. This next flight holds paramount significance, poised to showcase vital processes integral to NASA's lunar mission. The success of this flight will serve as a decisive determinant in the Artemis program's progression. The question arises, what level of significance does the 3rd Starship flight hold, and how might its outcome influence NASA's Artemis initiative? Join us as we delve into the details and implications of this mission, and gain a deeper understanding of NASA's quest to return humans to the Moon.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my channel.
The recent Starship IFT-2 flight might not have been flawless, yet its impact resonates, destined to carve a significant place in future discussions. It was a surprising stride forward despite its imperfections, captivating global attention with its monumental endeavor. The anticipation stems from its profound importance. Elon Musk swiftly hinted at the next phase right after the IFT-2 Starship flight, unveiling plans for a 3rd flight within the next 3 to 4 weeks. However, this endeavor involves several prerequisites: SpaceX adjustments and enhancements, procedural completion, and necessary government approvals. Why is this impending 3rd flight so crucial? Time is of the essence for preparing Artemis missions. SpaceX's earliest involvement is slated for Artemis 3, scheduled for late 2025 or early 2026. There's speculation that this timeline might shift, yet NASA hasn't confirmed this. This means SpaceX has approximately a year and a half to orchestrate everything. Central to this, achieving orbit and enhancing stability, a feat that requires more than just a couple of flights. Numerous test flights must occur within this window. The IFT-3 flight marks the inception of this pivotal phase. Its outcomes will profoundly impact NASA and SpaceX's subsequent actions. Each flight becomes crucial data for evaluating Starship's efficacy, facilitating critical upgrades in due time. With the Artemis mission allowing no margin for error, these flights dictate safety protocols, influence the Artemis program's course, shape SpaceX and NASA's standing, and even impact the broader space and Moon race. Furthermore, IFT-3 serves as the bedrock for SpaceX's HLS Starship production. With no complete HLS Starship prototype yet, SpaceX might need a few more flights, including IFT-3, to solidify its foundation before production. SpaceX's efficiency in Starship production offers an edge, but expediting HLS Starship production remains fundamental to meet mission deadlines. While Starship Flight 3 won't feature any vehicle-to-vehicle refueling, it will begin the journey with a tank-to-tank transfer of liquid oxygen. How we expect this to happen is, once in its coast phase, SpaceX will move 10 metric tons of propellant from the Starship upper stage's main tank to its header tank located at the nose of the vehicle. While small compared to the 15 or so tank or spacecraft needed to refuel an entire Starship HLS lander, this test is a big step forward in developing a required technology for NASA's Artemis 3 landing. Without it, there is no chance of completing any landings in the HSE's timelines. For the test to succeed, Starship would need to reach low Earth orbit, something SpaceX is yet to achieve. The first attempt on the 20th of April this year ended with both stages of the rocket exploding after attempting to separate a few minutes after launch. The second high-altitude flight test on the 18th of November was more successful, becoming the first to achieve hot staging separation. This saw the top part of the rocket separate from the Super Heavy booster using its onboard engines, however both parts of the rocket were ultimately lost. The in-flight fuel transfer will be the first test of a system designed to eventually allow Starship to refuel from an external tanker in Earth's orbit. The goal is to advance cryogenic fluid transfer and fill-level gauging technology through technology risk assessment, design and prototype testing, and in-orbit demonstration, NASA said. The demonstration will decrease key risks for large-scale propellant transfer in the lead-up to future human spaceflight missions. The company's confidence in undertaking the full-scale burst test has been bolstered by the recent successes of subscale tests. The Life Habitats engineering is truly remarkable. Its highest-strength soft goods materials, primarily Vectron, undergo a transformation into rigid structures when pressurized, reaching a strength 5 times that of steel under normal operating pressure. This surpasses safety standards, ensuring enduring performance throughout the station's lifespan. Moreover, the restraints layer's design incorporates a bladder for controlled inflation and pressurization during the ultimate burst pressure test failure. In addition to its urgency and significance, Starship IFT-3 marks an essential juncture for SpaceX and the U.S. amidst substantial strides made by global competitors. China's lunar program, boasting exponential growth and accomplishments, eyes a moon base by 2036 and plans a crew moon landing by 2030. Russia, India and other competitors have also made strides, signaling robust competition for SpaceX and NASA in the moon race. Besides these issues, the upcoming flight has become even more important as NASA recently assigned a special mission to Starship on the upcoming flight, the fuel transferring test. In fact, the contract related to this mission has been awarded by NASA to SpaceX since October of 2020. SpaceX received $53 million and its mission is to demonstrate the ability to carry fuel to orbit and verify its existing ability in space. However, NASA previously did not confirm when SpaceX will have to do that. Until recently, on the 4th of December, NASA announced that this task would be carried out on its third flight. After receiving the contract, SpaceX posted a tweet emphasizing the importance of this mission. NASA has selected Starship for a propellant transfer demonstration. Combining Starship's rapid reusability with orbital refilling is critical to economically transporting large numbers of crew and cargo to the Moon and Mars. The mixture of liquid methane and liquid oxygen is the main fuel of SpaceX's Starship. In particular, compared to many other fuels, methane is quite new in terms of substance and application as fuel for rockets. To be usable, methane will be reduced to a temperature of -180 degrees Celsius or -292 degrees Fahrenheit. Under normal conditions, it'll be stored very carefully in tanks and will only be loaded into the vehicle for about 2 hours before flying or testing. Since SpaceX is one of the pioneers in using methane as a rocket fuel, that means there's no evidence to prove that the fuel can be maintained in a vacuum environment. Previously, fuels were often kept in hypergolic form to exist in the space environments for many months or years. But cryogenic propellants are so different. Although it is more effective, many believe that it is unlikely to last long in space and will evaporate to return to gas form. This is much more difficult to know because methane is a relatively new fuel. This test will be extremely important for NASA and SpaceX because it is a basis for them to review and evaluate the fuel supply system that SpaceX is building. This system will be extremely important during the Artemis flight. According to the plan, besides HLS Starship, SpaceX will need another tanker Starship. These vehicles will need an orbit to transfer fuel from the tanker to the main Starship to help it continue on its journey to the Moon. Without this process, the HLS variant would not have enough fuel for many subsequent stages like approaching the Moon, landing on it, and taking off again after completing the mission. Not only for lunar missions, this mission will also be extremely important for other faraway missions like colonizing Mars. The distance from Earth to Mars will be much further than the Moon, so fuel is also extremely important in determining the success of such missions. Indeed, there will be many challenges, but SpaceX can still be confident because they have made many strides of their own after previous flights, especially the recent second flight. The recent advancements are remarkable. The synchronization of 33 engines is a feat in of itself, setting records in thrust and engine collaboration during flight, an awe-inspiring display in the aerospace realm. This synchronized effort significantly extended the flight duration and pushed the craft to reach greater altitudes compared to its predecessor. Notably, the maiden performance of the hot staging mechanism was a success, ensuring a smooth separation process. This achievement stands as a cornerstone for Starship's future phases. Additionally, the water deluge system's effective debut proved instrumental in safeguarding the launch system and its surroundings from potential damage. While the IFT-3 flight will carry different missions and attributes from its predecessors, these tramps lay a sturdy foundation for its progression. The successes will undoubtedly serve as a springboard for the forthcoming tasks, particularly the imminent challenges awaiting the mission. There will be a lot of expectations put on Starship's upcoming IFT-3 flight. We're eagerly anticipating the spectacular moments of this upcoming flight and keenly observing how SpaceX navigates its challenges. This flight carries substantial weight and a vital task from NASA, the fuel transfer test. It's a pivotal milestone shaping the trajectory of future SpaceX and NASA projects. With SpaceX's wealth of experience, we're optimistic that they'll leverage past lessons to bolster not only this imminent flight, but also all forthcoming endeavors. These missions represent vital stepping stones in the uncharted territory of space exploration. And we're hopeful SpaceX can capitalize on their expertise to propel these missions forward toward unprecedented milestones. In other interesting news, Sierra Space, a commercial space company, is gearing up for a momentous event as it prepares to conduct its largest ever burst test of its inflatable, expandable space station technology. This groundbreaking endeavor is a crucial step in Sierra Space's collaboration with Blue Origin on the development of Orbital Reef. Our team is finalizing preparations for the first ever full-scale ultimate burst pressure test of our life habitat this month at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. The test article has 2 metallic blanking plates to support windows and are specifically designed for maximum performance, the company said on X.com on the 8th of December. The company plans to stress test a full-scale version of its life habitat structure, pushing it to failure under pressure for the first time in history. The life habitat is made of high-strength, soft goods materials such as zone and woven fabrics that become rigid structures when pressurized in space. Sierra Space has previously conducted 5 stress tests on smaller versions of the habitat, but this upcoming test will be 18 times larger with nearly 300 cubic meters of pressurized volume. Sierra Space's expandable space station module technology is highly scalable and flexible, compatible with various launch vehicle fairing sizes. The soft goods structures are packed inside conventional rocket fairings and in flight to their full capacity in space. This means that low-volume launches can transform into high-volume space stations. The volume of the module will always be the square of its expansion diameter. For example, a 2x5x expandable configuration would result in a volume of 6.25x that of a rocket fairing. According to Sierra Space CEO Tom Weiss, their inflatable space station module technology offers the largest in-space pressured volume, the best unit economics per on-orbit volume, and the lowest launch and operating costs. This positions Sierra Space as the leader in microgravity research and product development, providing customers with an attractive return on investment. The full-scale life habitat has a height of 20.5 feet, up to 29.5 feet, including ground support equipment, and a diameter of 27. Its volume is approximately 10,000 cubic feet, or 283.17 cubic meters. Currently, all components and ground support equipment are in the integration phase at the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. The next steps involve integrating the soft goods into the test stand, followed by transportation to the testing location using the NASA CAMG transporter tractor. The testing will take place adjacent to the flame trench of the Saturn 1-1B test stand, where NASA tested rockets for the Apollo program. Setup, calibration of sensors and cameras, and operational run-throughs will prepare for the full-scale UBP test that will be carried out later this month. The objectives of this test include refining Sierra Space's technical approach to safety factors and structural integrity, as well as advancing its manufacturing processes based on insights gained from previous tests. And that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's all for today's update. If you enjoyed watching and found it useful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you want to support our channel and if you want to be up to date, you can become an exclusive member, so click on our perks through the link in the description below. Thanks to watching and see you next time. By the way, are you familiar Ipa-toktok Philippines app? Ipa-toktok is a delivery service app designed to connect more people by delivering items door to door. For more information, download the Ipa-toktok app, here down below.